This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Philippi. My guests today are Kari Trickey and Annette Madrid, and they are two of the lovely ladies who will be showcased in the Octette Bridge Club, which will be playing at Gallery Theater as part of the Kaleidoscope Festival. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Now I know, Kari, that this is not your very first directing gig, but it's your first as solo.
Yes.
As the maestro.
Oh.
Okay. So, and Annette, the play was done in 2004, did you say?
10-year anniversary.
And all the same cast?
Reunion. Original cast, yes.
So you're coming in as a new director to the group of ladies that have been together sort of off and on for years. So how's that for you?
Well, at first it was a little intimidating, but it was kind of easy in a way because the cast was already set. They already know what they're doing. They've done this before, so I just give a little...
So they just needed a figurehead, a glamorous figurehead.
Yeah, and you know, since it is a few years later, it's a little more, speak up.
Oh, okay. So now, doing it for Kaleidoscope as Reader's Theater, you don't have to mount the full-on production.
Correct.
So not all the costuming and staging and sets and all that.
Blocking and moving around.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nice for the audience too, I think.
It is. It's great witty dialogue in our pre-show discussion. It's a little bit like radio, where there's some very intense dialogue between different sets and dynamics of the sisters. And I think with a reader's dialogue, that'll all be front and center. There won't be any missed lines. It'll be very, very intense.
Mm-hmm. And people, are you doing it in the arena theater?
The arena.
Okay. So it'll be really easy for people to just be there, very immediate.
Yes.
Okay. And so what was it like for you coming back after 10 years to play the character again?
Well, a lot of fun. I was getting a little melancholy last Christmas, and I was missing my sisters. And I put out an email and wishing everybody a happy holiday, and I said, you know, we should do this show again. And we talked and kicked around an email between us for a week or 10 days, and then somebody forwarded it to Carolyn, and Carolyn came back and said, wow, what a great opportunity. We can do it for Kaleidoscope.
Yeah, that's great.
And so when we did it 10 years ago, it was wildly popular. We sold out every show, and we had to add a weekend. So we added 3 extra shows, and we actually, in the arena, added rows, where it normally seats, I think, about 80, and we were cramming 100 people in.
Wow. So. Kind of like a cat on a hot tin roof. Remember that, where everybody was just like this?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So for you now, I mean, doing Reader's Theater, does that make it easier or does that make it more challenging? How is that?
Well, we did toy with some blocking, and then we've decided to change it and go back to the standard Reader's Theater platform. So we're going to do it that way. I think it does lend to that dialogue between the sisters. There's no distraction of all the other blocking and the props and the sets design and all that. So you have that dynamic going on between each of the sisters that you'll be able to, I think, hear and follow much easier.
Right.
So for anybody who's not familiar with it, you want to talk a little bit about what the play's about?
Do you want to, or do you want me?
Sure. Well, we can both chime in.
Okay.
It's the Octette, meaning 8, Bridge Club is 8 Irish Catholic sisters. Act 1 is in the late 1930s, just pre-World War II. Rumblings of war, worries about it, but war has not broken out yet. They're meeting for their regular bridge night, and they shop that around among the 8 sisters. And there's, as in most families, there's always a bit of Sturm and Drang between all of the sisters and what their relationships are, and one's the bossy one, and one's the passive one, and one's the peacekeeper, and one's the cut-up, one's the comic, the loud one, one's the sort of mousy, passive one that's just trying, happens to be the youngest character, Betsy, who's just trying to form a personality among all of these extremely strong women. Act 2 is 10 years later. It's not quite at the end of World War II. There's been losses, there's been deaths in the family, there's some physical debilitation that they joke about, and there's a scene with a corset on the back fence, and that's Jane Nielsen. She does a great job. But there's some dark secrets that I won't allude too much to because you have to come see the play. But there's everything. There's life, there's loss, there's marriage, there's adultery, there's mental illness. But there is this incredibly strong bond that, as in real life, among sisters, keeps them together. That's just inalienable, and the parents have passed on, and it's powerful.
We were talking about this a little bit earlier, that before the original production, I definitely remember Carolyn getting you all together and everybody learning, the people who didn't already know how to play bridge, learned to play bridge and having regular bridge nights for months.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
And that kept up for, you said, years after?
Years. We kept playing, yeah. And as I said,
That's
you know,
fun.
last Christmas, it had been 10 years, and I was just feeling kind of melancholy because we hadn't gotten together in a while. And I was thinking, you know, if we don't do the show, at least let's, you know, do a bridge night. And then they all just grabbed onto, yeah, let's do the show again. Let's do it again.
Let's do the show.
So-
Now, have they taught you to play bridge?
No, we haven't played bridge.
Yet.
Well, we haven't had cards out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, bridge is very intense, and that blew one of my perceptions out of the water because Sharon Morgan, who's the bossy sister, Martha, happens to be the oldest. Her charge is keeping all the peeps in a row. And our second or third rehearsal 10 years ago, she, in her best Martha voice, said, okay, who doesn't play bridge? And of course, like the play, you have to raise your hand and you're... And she said, all right, well then we'll be having, you know, bridge instruction at my house. And of course I'm thinking she's joking. Oh no.
Sure?
And
Joking?
No. And so we got bridge instruction, and it blew my perceptions of, bridge being for wimpy people. Oh no, it's very intense. I mean, if you have all of your digits at the end of the night, you're lucky. And of course it's humorous too because it's very intense. There's a dummy hand. And so the dummy gets to walk around and kind of see what the other people have and look over their shoulders. And of course you have to keep a poker face. You can't let on. But there's a lot of focus and intensity in just the game of bridge. So doing that, plus you're acting, and in the original production, you're blocking, you're getting up. Lil's character is constantly eating chocolate cake in the kitchen. I put on 12 pounds the first time.
Did you?
Well, Carolyn's husband, hi Bill, had just retired.
Oh, wow.
And-
He is a good baker.
And he was into baking. And so every weekend, he made me a fresh chocolate layer cake. It's in the script, right?
Right.
Chocolate. Oh, and that cake's delicious. Love you, Lil. And so in the first act, I ate a piece because I'm constantly Gilda Radner style eating. Second act, I ate a piece. Friday night, that's 2 pieces. Saturday night, that's 2 pieces. Sunday matinee, that's 2 more. So I was eating an entire layer cake every week for 4 weeks. I gained 12 pounds. And they were
Oh, but what a way to
good
go,
cakes.
honey.
These were good cakes. I mean, this wasn't
That was a
safe
good 12 pounds.
That was a great 12 pounds.
Oh, that's fun.
So there's just that lightheartedness, and I think Connie, Jane Nielsen, Lil, get out of that kitchen, and I'm like, I didn't eat anything. So it's very true to life. I come from a family of 4 Irish Catholic sisters, and it's just like that times 2. A lot of the same personalities.
Oh, that's so much fun.
It was.
So you're going to have just 3 performances this time.
Yes.
And the dates are?
Friday, August 14th at 7 p.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m.
Okay.
on the 16th.
Sunday's the matinee.
And then people can get tickets online or at the box office, yes?
Correct.
And I do want to say that the matinee is actually a little earlier than they have been, so the time has been changed for Kaleidoscope. Instead of 3, it is 2 p.m.
Okay. So if you want to see it on Sunday, don't come late.
Don't come late.
Don't come.
Or it'll be sold out and you'll miss it
We'll be in Act
entirely.
2. We'll all be in our Halloween costumes.
Yeah, and you'll be scarfing cake.
Yes.
Sort of in your
Well,
mind.
not really.
And,
Not
really,
but
and, well, no, I might, have one under
have
that.
a cake under your chair.
I really can't tell.
Well, you won't gain 12 pounds this time.
No.
So who plays Betsy?
Betsy
Janelle
is
Denton.
Janelle
Oh,
Denton.
Janelle, okay.
Yeah,
Same
she's
original.
great.
She has a nervous breakdown right in front of you, and it's quite something.
Well, considering everything she's been through,
Considering
that's
everything
not
she's
too
been
tough.
through,
I
and
mean-
she has 7 older sisters browbeating her.
Yeah, exactly. That makes a big difference. So, Kari, what I know that this is your first time all the way directing, but you were mentioning earlier that you assisted Ken in a production.
Yes, I think it was in 2010 we did the complete works of William Shakespeare abridged, and that was a lot of fun. I said that my job consisted of laughing every night.
Just coming in laughing, yeah.
We did. We laughed every single night during rehearsals. It was a lot of fun.
So, what do you like better, acting or directing?
I like acting. I like that. I like being bossy, but I don't think I want to be bossy all the time.
No. But Carolyn probably was originally planning to direct this, and then she
Well,
unfortunately
I'm not
had to go on
really
vacation.
sure.
Yeah,
I
she
think
had
she's been
incredible
planning this
travel
trip
plans.
for
Yeah.
a long time.
Right. So this just kind of came up when you decided to do this. She said we need a director and tapped you.
She's doing her European Grand Tour.
I think it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
It is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. So, but for you coming in, I think there's kind of a freshness, and it's kind of exciting in a way because you weren't part of the original production.
I never saw it. It was before I moved to Oregon.
Right, and so you kind of get to come in and make it your own, really, in a way. I mean, yes, they have a thing, but you get to put a little spin on it. That's
I guess so.
maybe, or maybe just
I don't
laugh a lot.
know. We will see how
Well, you
it
said,
turns
wait,
out.
wait, ladies, straighten up your chairs. That might be what you do. I don't know.
Maybe just get them really straight. Really, I have OCD.
Martha might rub off on her. Sit up, sit up. Never cross your legs. Oh, no, no, no. Hands like this. And it does start out in the very beginning scene. The sisters are together for a bridge night, and Lil, who's the one who should have gone on the stage, has somehow arranged to have a photographer from, they live in Providence, Rhode Island, neglected to mention that, from the Providence Journal come and photograph them as a human interest story of their bridge club. So they're all sitting up very straight with their cards.
I remember those
you know,
pictures,
and,
yeah.
and Gilbert's, you know, popping the flash, and then there's, you know, a lot of that, a lot of chuckles and silliness. But then after they leave, it was in the time of the Dion quintuplets.
Oh, that's right.
And of course, Lil's just saying, you know, we're going to be as famous as the Dion quintuplets. You know, and they're just like, do you think? Do you think? And there's, you know, continuing on with that sort of vein, but it's kind of silly and fun.
And you were mentioning that you have a lot of sisters yourself, so this dynamic feels pretty natural for you.
Well, when Carolyn originally recruited me for the part, I'd been in many productions in gallery leading up to 2004. I'd done a lot of musicals. And I was at the US Bank Plaza, probably with my clients, and she came, you know, sailing through the crowd. Annette, oh, Carolyn. She said, I need you. And I said, okay. And she said, I have this play and I have this character, and you know, she's kind of loud, she's kind of intrusive. She's always bursting into song. She's just like you. And I was like, huh, really? And she said, yeah. Do you want to do it? And I was like, okay, do I, you know, audition and when? And she said, no, you are Lil. And I was somewhat taken aback because I'd been in many productions, always had to audition. And she said, no, like rehearsals in next week or 2 days, whatever it was. And I am Lil.
I love it. Well, I mean, knowing the ladies and having seen the play previously, I think that everybody's character, I didn't remember Janelle as Betsy, but I think that fits perfectly. I think it's great.
Well, Meredith Simons as Alice.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Alice is the technician. Alice is the one that keeps everybody kind of informed. And, you know, Martha, who is Sharon Morgan, she's the oldest and the bossy one.
And Connie.
And Connie's
Jane
the
Nielsen
cut
as
up.
Connie. You know Jane.
Oh, she's so funny.
She's the cut up.
She's a riot.
She really is.
And that's
She's-
how they describe themselves, you know,
Yeah,
to this
yeah.
person taking the notes for the photograph. Connie's our cut up, and Connie, you know, tells some fairly, for that era, bawdy stories.
Yeah.
Yes, I've actually cruised with Jane. I know how rowdy she can get. Anyway, ladies, I really want to thank you for coming in today, and can't wait for this production. I know it's going to be wonderful, so I hope everybody watching this show will go see it because
Yes.
it's going to be good. Thank
Thanks
you.
for talking with us.
Thank you.